Hello and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Talks. I'm your paleontology teacher, Jen, and it's time for some Wordplay Wednesday. We're going to look at the plant life cycle. Now, you think you know the plant life cycle, but you really only know the basics. And that's okay, because that's all I really know too. I had to do some research on this because I'm not a botanist. And plants, they are complicated. So last week we learned a little bit about vascular plants and Cooksonia specifically. Two words popped up on Wednesday and Friday: sporophytes and gametophytes. My goodness, the rain is coming down today, guys. So, what in the world are these? Well, they're part of the plant life cycle, which is a lot more complicated than when we were taught as kids, which makes sense because you're not going to teach that kind of a complicated thing to a child. Land plants exhibit an alternation of generations style of life cycle. In other words, a plant must produce two different types of multicellular organisms to live a full life. The easiest way to visualize this is by examining a fern, because its sporophytes and gametophytes are capable of living independently from one another, which is not the case with a lot of vascular plants. All right, we've all seen a fern, right? Frondy plant with leaves in rows shaped like a triangle. Like everything is triangular about this plant. Awesome, cool, we're on the same page. The familiar looking plant is the sporophyte of the fern. So sporophytes are diploid. So that means that they have two sets of chromosomes in their cells, just like us. We are diploid. Now, capsules called sporangia form on the underside of fern leaves. And these contain spore mother cells which create the spores. We following so far? Okay. The sporangia open to release the spores, and if the spore lands in a favorable environment, it may germinate and grow into another type of plant, the gametophyte. Here's an example with moss, so it's showing you the sporophyte and the gametophyte. So in many ferns, the gametophyte is very small, thin, green, and heart-shaped. In many plants, the gametophyte is small. Each of the cells in a gametophyte is haploid. We'll come back to our little thing here. Haploid means there's only one chromosome, one set of chromosomes in your cell. Okay? We all following along right now? Cool. Now, gametangia form on the gametophyte. Gametangia are structures that produce haploid gametes or sex cells. In plants, the gametes are eggs and sperm, just like with animals. And the type of gametangium that produces the egg is called an archegonium, which is displayed here. Whereas the type of gametangium that produces the sperm is called an antheridium. So here is both of those for a fern. Exciting, right? Now, while an antheridium may produce many sperm cells, the archegonium contains only one egg cell. Well, thanks for coming to today's lesson. Lots of really big, fancy words thrown at you today, but hopefully you learned something new. And make sure you tune in tomorrow to learn about another scientist who got really involved in learning about the Silurian period. And I will fossilize you later.